not really going to die, so it's a must-have. More dancing. Oh, this is more homeschooling, actually. This is the fire dance school in Apia, and they give shows in the evening, but they invite, and this is another cruiser there, but they invite all sorts of kids to just come and learn how to fire dance. So, Vera, you learned how. Do you want to do any? So she would entertain us with, instead of using fire on board, we'd have sparklers. Laundry was always fun. There was the sliding rocks and some more. And these guys would come by the boat early every morning with a drum going.
Now, starting to work our way to Savai, some people that we met there, which is the other island from Upolu. And then we head south for Tonga. And we start off with the northern group, Utapatapu. Then there's the Lao, the Hapai group, and then Nuku'alofa, Utapatapu Islands. Spent a fair bit of time in Utapatapu and then the Lao. Lots of times you have to navigate through reefs, getting in and out of bays. Utapatapu. Well, some people call it meat potatoes. But we almost didn't make it there. We were coming in, we just came in by this island, and we were beating once again. And they're one of the drawbacks with Windrunner. So we started up the motor, we managed to motor sail in, and we just made it. Because otherwise we would have to heave to or fall off and hit the Fiji instead. And even though when we first left we said, oh, we'll just go with what we can, but when you see it and it's that close and it's been a rough passage, you just don't want to give up on that landfall. Quite spectacular. Just an map of the group is there. We did use electronic charts as backup. I used primarily paper charts, but for planning and backup I used the electronic charts down below. That's the anchorage there. They're an island of weavers. They do lots of weaving and bandanas. It is, yeah. There's one of the things here too. Culturally, it was a little different. We noticed the big difference between the Tongans, especially on this island. It was a bit more remote island. You have to stand in front of it. One of the more remote islands of Tonga. So they didn't get a huge number of cruisers. But in the past, a lot of cruisers had gone through there, and one of the things that cruisers have found is they bring candies to the kids. And this really showed because one of the first things they said that when the kids were coming says, "Where's my lolly? Where's my lolly?" And unfortunately, that kind of turned us off, and that's something I really would encourage people not to get into that habit. And in fact, there was even a few that asked for money. You just have to be standing in front of the season. And one boy actually said, "Where's my money? Where's my money?" And he got almost irate when I said, "I'm not giving you money." So that had kind of turned us off a little bit because even the customs officers and people met us, it was more like, it was immediately, "What have you got? What can you trade?" As opposed to like Fanny, which was, "What do you need? What can you help with?" And it's not that in Fanny they didn't ask for things, but they developed a relationship with you first, and then they felt comfortable enough to ask for help or ask if, would you trade this for that or whatever. But still, it was a beautiful island, and they did some amazing work of weaving. And so it was important for them that we did do some trading. I mean, we didn't trade a lot. We didn't have a budget to do much buying of things. We did have some things to trade. So we did. Yeah, that was the trading days when they gathered all their things and we put together. And we traded for some tacos and some weaving things. And I mean, it was important to support the locals. You can see what we're giving them, canned goods, is stuff that they enjoy. And we're giving them things that even if they're worth a lot more. I'm showing off some of the things that they do. They have some, this is on passage down to the Val group with Sooner. Friends of ours, Rob and Jen, I don't know if anybody knows them from Sooner, you can see they kind of just on and off. They had a bit of a rough passage there. The Val, you see, it's one of the most beautiful places for sailing. Because you've got the steady trade winds, but it's protected waters. And, you've got warm waters. This is the Afu, the anchorage there. There's an old boat that they've turned into accommodations next to the Mermaid bar, which is sort of the cruiser hangout.
An interesting aside on this one was we met the owners of the Mermaid, and he's an ex-chef from the Sault Harbor House, and he's married to a local girl. Anyways, I had asked him, I had a bunch of pictures from there, and in our new house in Sault, where we now live, I was over our neighbors, and they had a friend that had built their house that happened to be from Tonga. I said, oh, you might, these pictures of Tonga, and it was her sister in the pictures. So it's like a small world. So yeah, this is the local hangout for, when cruises arrive, and you come off passage, you're given free beer and lots of hospitality. This was a friend of ours, John. This is Dreamcatcher. And John at 74 did a solo circumnavigation, and just a wonderful, generous guy. He's just passed away last month. But he's a great friend. And he would say to all of you, go and do it. Just do it. So this was cruising, I think we have 20 knots of wind there, and flat seas. It's just a spinning crowd. It's just absolutely gorgeous sailing.
We had a spindrifter here, and then some people say, oh, they never use it going offshore. We actually used ours a lot. We had a sock with it, so it was fairly easy to douse. Only a couple of times did we have a bit of a struggle with it when the winds picked up, but we would, offshore passages, we used it actually a fair bit, because Windrunner is a heavy boat. She handled it well, and it was one of our most enjoyable things to do. We called her Bella. And you just get her out and pull the sock up and open it, and it was a thing that it just sort of breathed life into the boat, and it was well worth having for us. There was, like I said, there was a couple of times, I think once or twice I even did it at night, which is a bit risky, but if there's a moonlit night, you can see the squalls coming. It give you enough, you don't want to get caught with that. But once, not with the spindrift, but I had full sail up. The main, the mizzen, the jib, and the staysail. And we're sailing along nicely at night, and we got suddenly a 40-knot squall. And that's where this boat just was beauty. I just fell off. I didn't even have to go out. Everything's shuddering. Just picks up speed, just fall off, loosen off, ease off on the sails, and she handled it just fine. It's a pretty stiff boat. It does roll a little bit. There's just the kids there. Lots of people would come out to the boat, seeing what they could trade. And this is a little resort that on one of the islands that a young Canadian couple had just bought. You go up to the top there. This is little pineapples that grow on around there. It's the anchorage by the resort. Beautiful location.